Today I'm going to be talking to you about the need for experimentation. It's very easy in life to be comfortable in your daily routine. You know, you wake up, do whatever you do all day, and you go to sleep and you do it again the next day, and so forth forever. But the thing is, if that's all you do, you never know if you could do more. You'll never know everything that you can do. And so it's important to experiment and see what works for you, what doesn't, and just to get out there in life. And so, with that being said, I bring you a new segment called Stories from My Life. The story I'm going to be telling you today is a story from my time playing power soccer. And just to give you a brief overview of power soccer, here's a picture of what it looks like to play power soccer. I mean, what you do, you put a guard on the front of the chair, and there's about a team of 5-on-5. Get on a basketball court. Each end of the basketball court is the goal zone, and you play just a regular soccer, but it's more like you're playing soccer in a bumper car. So the story today I'm going to tell you is one of my winning goals. So here I am, I'm playing power soccer, and back in those days there wasn't a rule as to how fast the chairs could go. And since my chair was the fastest, what would usually happen is that there would be a rush for the ball for everybody, and I would get it, and I would break away from the group, and I would get my way down the court and score. Well, this time it was like that, but the difference is I had found my way into a game of chicken, and the important thing to know in a game of chicken is that when you're playing it, in order to win, you have to find a way to be the last person to blink, but not blink too soon that both of you lose. So I'm barreling down the court with the ball, and the goalie is in the goal box waiting for me. And he's just staring me down. I'm going down the court. And keep in mind, my chair at the time was probably going about 7.5 miles an hour. So I'm barreling down the court, heading towards this guy. He's staring me down. I'm staring him down. Neither of us are blinking. And he keeps positioning himself in a way that he will be in my way once I get to the goal box. So I get down there, and the moment of truth comes. It's that time where if one of us hadn't blinked, then I would have crashed into him and probably damaged both of our chairs. But the amazing thing is that we both happened to blink at the same time, and so I turned off of my path. The ball kept going forward. He turned off of his path and away from the ball, and the ball rolled in behind him. Now, the thing is, the reason I tell this story is that in order to keep going through life, you have to experiment. You have to be willing to put yourself out there and put yourself out to the limit. If I had overestimated myself and blinked a little too late, I mean, there's a real possibility that I could have injured my legs and his legs. And so it's important to keep getting out there in life, trying new things, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't. The next story I want to tell you is about my first step in rehab after I took a little tumble one year. So after I fell one year, I had to go to the hospital. It took me a while to get over it. I got an infection in the hospital, and when I came out of the hospital, they sent me to rehab. to try and recover what muscle mass I had lost, just kind of laying in the hospital for roughly a month and a half. And so I get there, and I was on the ventilator at the time. I had a trach and all that. Right here is where they trached me. And so the therapist and I and my mother decide, it's a nice day out. Why don't we go outside and try and do some therapy? So we're outside. It's really just the three of us. Help could have been gotten pretty quickly, but I mean, still, it's just the three of us outside. So we're outside, and I'm trying to stand. And so I'm standing with a lot of help. And then I noticed I noticed that feeling of where I stepped with my right leg. And at the time, it was just kind of like I just swung it accidentally. And so I decided I wanted to try and see if I could walk a little bit. Now, this was a very crazy sight to see. So I have my therapist holding on to me for dear life. My mom's out there with the oxygen tank in the vent, running it along beside me so that I can stay on the vent, because I couldn't breathe very well on my own at the time. And so there's the three of us, and we're out there, and I did take a few steps. And that's because I experimented with myself because I saw an opportunity. And so I guess my main point with this video is that in order to find out what you can do, you have to actually try to do it. I know that it's very easy to get comfortable in a situation where you're not having too many problems. But the thing is, you'll never know if there's anything more that you can do if you don't try. So if you like this content and you want more like this, make sure to subscribe, send me a like, and I'll see you next time.